to an all-new episode of The Christian Gray Snow Show, a podcast from Hurrdat Media. I am your host, Christian Gray Snow, and today we're riding solo, okay? And we're looking back on this week's Real Housewives of Potomac, and we're going to dive into some other various Housewives hot topics, all right? Let's make like Robin and go full tech, sit your speaker on the table, and crank up that volume, bitch, because it's time to get started. All right, up first on this week's list of Housewives headlines. You know that saying, saving the best for last, worst for first? Well, we're getting the worst for first out of the way because we're talking about Bethenny Frankel again. Just last week, I spoke with Abby and Vanessa from Real Moms of Bravo. Thanks again to them for coming on. I had so much fun chatting with them last week. And we were talking about, because Bethenny, there were some comments made in the media where Bethenny said that she assumes that Andy Cohen is probably annoyed with her for starting her new podcast called Rewives. As you know, Andy obviously has big deals over at Sirius XM Radio, and I would imagine that they had probably shopped around a deal with her before, but she ended up going with iHeartMedia, which is Andy's competition. So I imagine when she says that he's annoyed, that's probably what she's referring to. However, you know, she's back again because, you know, she's doing this podcast. She always acts holier than thou, which is what we talked about. And she claims that it's doing insanely well. She says the numbers are insanely good. But myself included, plus lots of other people, a lot of us are just have no interest in this bullshit and are dogging her for it because of her attitude towards Housewives over the years, because she has had that holier than thou like mentality towards the franchise that made her a name that went from selling gluten-free cupcakes to nobody that wanted them to skinny girl dressings in every salad and every, you know, grocery store in America. So I get, of course, because I said I'm included in this mess, I get why people are frustrated with her and have no interest in it, but we're not the only ones, y'all. Luann de Lesseps herself recently took to the stage when she was doing one of her Christmas cabaret shows, and I don't know if you haven't seen Luann before, she does like a Q&A all the time where she takes like questions about the show and whatever, and I'm assuming someone asked about Bethenny or someone asked about legacy or something, and this is what she said.
Then she comes back because her talk show failed. Then she comes back. Swear to God. Then she comes back and she's on for a couple seasons, you know, to try and rip my hair out. And then she goes off and tries to do a show with HBO or something. And I don't know if you guys saw that. It was like a Trump-esque kind of show where they had to work for Bethenny. You know, you're fired kind of thing. And that didn't work. And now she's doing a podcast. She wouldn't even say the word Housewives. She would go on appearances on talk shows, and she would not say the word housewife because she wanted to distance herself because she's much bigger than a housewife now, right? Oh, yeah. So anyway, I know this is a long story. This is much more than you bargained for. But, bitch. Anyway.
Did Luann stutter? She sure didn't. She didn't lie. All she said is basically, Bethenny always lands these awesome opportunities and projects like her talk show or her HBO Max show, and she fumbles the bag every fucking time. It never lasts. Everything always gets canceled, and it is what it is. And so what she's saying is that every time something gets canceled, Bethenny then comes crawling back to the franchise that made her a household name and start, you know, whether it be coming back to the franchise like she did at one point, or, you know, now she's doing this podcast where she's going to probably be constantly dogging all of her co-stars over the course of the next however many months. And yeah, you know, so Luann is not impressed. And this is what Bethenny had to say in response to Luann's comments. Bethenny's quote was, "It's really annoying people, which means I'm doing something right. Can't you just fucking hear her annoying nails on a chalkboard ass voice saying that?" She said, I mean, I don't really spend any time thinking about Luann. She spends a lot of time thinking about me. So we can thank her for that because it's certainly helping bring in the listeners. I mean, every little bit counts. Even if it's just a little bit from her audience, it's helpful. I appreciate all the promotion. It's definitely working. So, and she says that she's integral to the success of Real Housewives and that she is absolutely qualified to talk on its history. No one said you're not qualified to talk on it. We're saying it's annoying as shit that you talk on it when you have nothing fucking else going on, which is quite often because all of your other side projects, aside from your skinny girl stuff, flop. Like the fish in the sea that you're allergic to. Okay? Moving on. Another topic I came across this week was one including the hottest housewife in Orange County, Tamra Judge, who said the reaction she got from her castmates when she went back to filming this season, season 17, was not at all matched with the energy that she gave them. And this is what she means. While you might think that she was nice to them and they weren't nice to her, that's not at all what she was saying. She was saying that they were very, very nice to her and she was not nice to them. She said she came back with a lot of resentment and a lot of anger, a lot of pent up emotions, and she let it all out on these bitches while all of them were kind of like kissing her ass, probably because they're fucking terrified of Tamra. Let's be honest. I would be fucking scared of Tamra. If I was Gina leaving my little townhouse, going to film with one of the greats every day, knowing that my mortgage was in jeopardy, yeah, I'd be kissing her fucking ass too. So yeah, they were really, really nice to her. She wasn't nice to them back. She also hints that after season 17 wrapped, because they are wrapped as of now, she and Heather Dubrow are not in a good place, which has kind of been the writing on the wall. If you were at BravoCon or watched any clips from BravoCon, Heather was laying it on thick, making it seem like she wants to move to Housewives of Beverly Hills. As we all know, she and Terry just bought that big ass penthouse up there. But yeah, you know, I do think Heather is done. Like, this will definitely be Heather's last season of Orange County based off what I am hearing. And, you know, I give OC a hard time. I really do. But it is because I will never emotionally heal from Vicky's firing. I'm willing to admit that. It's true. Okay. And I hold the show to a very high standard because it was the first, and it was like one of the first ones that it was the first one that I loved. So, but, you know, Tamra says that season 17 will be one of the best in many, many years. And I will say, based off the rumblings that I've heard and the rumblings I've seen, she ain't lying. She ain't lying. I am, for the first time in years, aside from knowing that Vicky pops up at the end, I'm excited. I'm excited for OC. And I think that Taylor Armstrong will carry. Just, I have a feeling. Mark my words. You heard it here first. Taylor's going to be that bitch. Yeah. Moving on. All right, we're going to move on to this week's Real Housewives of Potomac. We are still in Miami, and it is still a mess, okay? The ladies split up into two groups for a day of fun, and I don't know about y'all, but I personally was just absolutely thrilled, enthusiastic, overcome with emotion watching Robin be miserable with this group of ladies that she don't fuck with, you know, while Gizelle, her bestie, Karen, Mia, and Jacqueline were out driving Lamborghinis around Miami for fun. Now, listen, was this scene cute? Yes, it was cute. But if I wanted to watch cars, I would watch NASCAR, you know? And I don't really get the point of renting a car to drive around for like 5 minutes. Like that's what you do in a golf cart when you go golfing. So I'm not really sure of the draw. You know, I don't get it personally, but it was cute to watch. I will say, like, in general, like, I just wish that like this trip should have been probably put together a little bit more. Like, I feel like they didn't eat anywhere great. Like, they didn't really do anything fun. You know, like, I don't know. I just feel like there wasn't really much creativity there. I feel like they relied heavily on the Peter Thomas restaurant factor in the first couple episodes, which is like, okay. But yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, it was cute to see, but I really just wish producers were more creative and a little more thoughtful when it comes to, you know, the group scenes and the trips in particular, because the cast was divided up into two groups. And while, you know, half of them were out driving these fabulous rental Lamborghinis, you know, Robin and co were literally paddling boats and eating deli meat sandwiches. So, you know, I did enjoy the comparison of the two, and I enjoyed Robin just being, you know, knowing that she was miserable. But at the same time, I would enjoy a more luxury of a cast activity. You know what I'm saying? For everybody. Like, and something more fun. Like, I don't know, take these bitches skydiving or something, you know? Like, make them, like, go swim with sharks. Like, let's do something crazy. Let's do something fun. But, yeah, just the visual of Robin being stuck with an entire group of people that she doesn't fuck with, knowing that her bestie is out driving Lamborghinis. If that ain't funny, then I don't know what the fuck is. We also see Mia and Ashley go at it. And honestly, this pissed me off because All right. You ladies are here to film. You're here to work together. Y'all are coworkers, okay? You're here to film together. It's very clear that Mia, Gizelle, and Robin are working overtime to isolate Wendy, okay? And Mia already got mad at Ashley and Candace once when Candace finally joined the ladies because she had to join late because of work stuff. Because they said they were going to check in on Wendy at her hotel. They got mad then because that's when Mia was like, you guys need to find somewhere else to stay tonight. And now when Ashley suggests that Wendy is going to stop by the dinner, that's when Mia starts calling Ashley a disrespectful little brat. And listen, I mean, I wouldn't just because Mia has lost me officially. Like, I used to fuck hard with Mia. She's lost me as of now. She even said that she wasn't like going to host Karen's birthday dinner because of Karen's concerns for Wendy. Like, if y'all would have moved on, you could have had 10 more fun fights for us to watch by now instead of just holding on to this shit. You know what I'm saying? And also, it just gives, it feels like she's doing Robin and Gizelle's dirty work, like just trying to push Wendy out as hard as she can. And it's like, girl, you're getting the assignment, but you're getting the assignment from the wrong person, you know? So back that up. And take it easy on Wendy. I feel horrible for Wendy. She already knows that Robin and Gizelle have it out for her. Now it's clear that Mia is joining the game. And I want to say, you know, kudos to Ashley for standing up for what was right, because Ashley was the only one that was like, dude, like, what the fuck? I'm calling to check on her. We're on a fucking group trip. We're all paid to be here. She needs to come and chit chat. Period. And so when Wendy does show up, this pissed me off so much, because Wendy was a whole ass grown up adult and apologized to Mia. And Mia, I'm sorry, but like for Wendy to come in and apologize, and then Mia, who's ran her mouth for 72 hours straight, to sit there silent, I think the fuck not. Absolutely not. And then Robin, who has no storyline of her own, like she has no real marriage of her own, decides to play fucking DJ and bring out a Bluetooth speaker and play an Instagram live from Candace. Check out this clip.
Ladies, I want to share something with you all that I think is extremely insightful. Well, hopefully you can hear.
What is this? Dude,
it's extremely insightful to all of us.
What?
Oh!
Robin has gone tech. This shit. First she videotaping people. Now she got her own speaker.
None of these bitches are real. They're all fake. No one's loyal. Everyone's literally trying to panhandle their little businesses across town that nobody gets about. These hoes.
All these hoes. No one is loyal.
All right, as I said, it wasn't Instagram Live. Robin brings this to the group as if she wiretapped Candace's house for weeks and has rolled up with some sort of evidence of murder or something. Like, she's like, listen, it's like, it was an Instagram Live, girl. It's like public record. You know, what are you dropping? Because it ain't that much. If you know this, you know that I'm a baby basset hound. You know, Candace and I are working on our relationship, as I like to say. I've never really been a Candace fan at all. But I have really found myself taking her side a lot more this season. And then since I saw her at BravoCon, which I've discussed. And I don't know, like, what's the big deal? Like, she was upset at the time and she was ranting on her IG. Sure, maybe she said some unfavorable things, but I don't think she said anything that was like, you know, in that Instagram Live, particularly, she didn't say anything to me that was worthy of like a friendship, like hitting the rocks. You know what I mean? And all she talked about, like, them peddling their companies on TV. So what? It's true. That's like that's what Real Housewives do since the beginning of time. They peddle their companies on TV. They try and make an extra coin outside that Bravo check. So to me, Robin's just, pulling all these antics to see. It's like she's throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks, And at first, like, it felt like this season, it felt like she was bringing it. Like, I really enjoyed this energy of her being like messy and stuff. But now it honestly just seems thirsty. It seems desperate to keep her champagne flute, and it seems desperate to keep the mortgage on that brand new house that they have. So I think that Robin needs to do fucking less. That's what the fuck I think. And then Ashley, who I love. I really do wish she hadn't done this though. Because like I said, I don't think that the Instagram live from Candace was that huge of a deal. She did say, like she said that all the women were fake and can't be trusted. Again, Real Housewives, name of the game. It's like even your best friend in Real Housewives can't be trusted at times. Is that something that is not nice to say? Absolutely. Was she probably just upset and making generalized statements about her cast at the time, and while probably having one or two or three in particular cast members in mind? Absolutely. So I don't understand why this was like a huge gotcha moment. Who gives a fuck? And so she did say the women were fake. They can't be trusted. And I think that because of that, the women who, felt close to Candace in the group, which would be, Karen and Wendy, more than anybody else, probably felt like a little bit of a zing from that in a way. Because they're like, really? Like, I thought we were cool. So I personally feel like they're just kind of being accidentally grouped into this mess, and I don't think that Candace really felt any particular bad type of way about them. And Robin's just trying to stir up shit because she's being Robin. And if she's not stirring up shit, then we all might sit and talk about the fact that she's been engaged to her husband, who she was already married to and divorced from. And now they've been engaged for about 88 fucking years. So anyway, Ashley speaks up because I guess, she also feels some sort of way, I guess, about Candace's live and what was being said. And Ashley speaks up and says, well, Karen, this isn't all that Candace has said behind your back. And she brings up the fact that Candace has once mentioned, which we all saw on camera, that Karen had like a little bit of a side piece, a side man back in the day besides Ray. Or I don't know what the timestamp was on that, but she said that there was another man. And I don't know about y'all, but it was this moment was heartbreaking. Listen.
She said that you were dating other men, that you were out with other men.
Oh, she mad.
Did you say that about me and my husband?
No.
What is she talking about?
What are you talking about? You said, well, Karen be out in these streets.
She was sneaking out of town, going to restaurants with someone that wasn't right.
Did you say that? Let me be very clear. I will not play this game.
Directed at her. This is exactly what I mean when I say no bitch is loyal.
I need you to pause and let me be very clear. I'm saying this to the whole table because I've been down this avenue before. Unless you have names, pictures, numbers, so I can call an interview because people love me. I stop and say hello. Unless you've got something that is really up about me, shut the up. Don't come at me again or my institution. I have been here.
I never said anything about you dating other men. That doesn't even sound like something I would say. And if I was gonna say it, why the would I say it to her loud ass?
This is bull. I do so much for this group, and this is what I get?
Karen.
No, I'm mad. No.
Why are you lying? Why are you mad?
Okay, like I said, the look on Karen's face was heartbreaking. Like it looked like real, genuine pain. And Karen got the fuck up. She was like, "Fuck this, shut the fuck up," she said, and she walked out. And I don't blame her. I feel like they're always okay. Let's just be honest. I'm gonna be truth tea right here for a moment, for a second. I love me some Karen. I've always said where there's smoke, there's fire. But I love me some Karen. Okay. And we've heard about Karen having her, talk on the side many, many times over the years. Do I choose to believe it? No. Do I say where there's smoke, there's fire? Yes. Do I love you, Karen? Yes. Am I moving on from this? Absolutely. And, yeah. But I also, in this moment, I do want to say something that I noticed and that I felt. Is that there was like real emotion and what felt to be real pain on, just all over Karen's face in that moment. And this is why I think Karen will outlive Gizelle on the show, or should outlive Gizelle on this show. I tweeted that, while I was watching this episode on Sunday, that Gizelle is no longer needed. And this is one reason why. Look, Gizelle brings mess, but as all this is happening, she's just sitting there watching it. And that's because she thinks, because she brought these lame ass accusations about Chris Bassett at the beginning of filming, that she can sit back and twiddle her thumbs now. And it'd be different, I guess, if the drama that she caused was rooted in true feelings, if that makes sense, or, but nothing, we never see real emotion from Gizelle, whether it be her being hurt, whether it be her going after someone, whether it just be her being happy or with something that's happening amongst the group. Whereas Karen actually, I think, cares about these girls and is willing to show true emotion on camera. And I don't think Gizelle is. We could see and feel the emotion all around Karen in that moment, and I felt like I had more emotion from Karen in those 10 seconds than I have from Gizelle in all 7 seasons. And that's why I think that Gizelle can go and Karen should say, despite other people disagreeing, because at the end of the day, what I'm saying is Karen is more authentic than Gizelle is, in my opinion, when it comes to filming the show. I know that they all put on a little bit for the entertainment's sake, but nah. I'm serious. I mean, I've said before, I've talked on this podcast before about the longevity of Gizelle Bryant. She's an icon, no doubt. But how long can you pull the same shit over and over again with us at home, knowing that it's pretty much just for the sake of television fodder and before it gets old? Eventually it becomes insulting to like our intelligence, because it's like we kind of know what we're signing up for without knowing that there's any validity to it. So that's just where I stand on the situation, bitches. Okay. And the preview for next week's Real Housewives of Potomac had me cracking up, because the women are drunk. I saw a tweet so they're drunk. Gizelle goes home to be old and boring, because that's what she does. And the other ones get hammered. I mean, even Robin is out here dancing and getting drunk with Wendy, they're doing the drunk girl, I love you. Like, oh my God, I love you so much. When you get really hammered. But then we see a tease that things go south. And someone compared it to, this is the tweet I saw, that someone compared it to the Dublin Orange County trip, where they were all on the bus just like screaming that visceral, like, fuck you. And that's exactly what it sounds like on the preview for next week's Potomac. So I am fucking thrilled about it. Yeah, bring it on, because there's nothing I love more than just a big old drunk, messy fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so that is going to be all for this week's episode of the Christian Grace Snow Show. As always, thank you for kicking off your weekend with me. If you want, be sure to follow along at Christian Grace Snow on Instagram, and be sure to get you some Housewives goodies. I have tons of if y'all are looking for somebody in your life that likes Real Housewives and y'all want to get them some fun, unique, messy, cool Housewives gifts, go to theslutpigshop.com. I have all kinds of fun stuff that y'all can get your friends that love Real Housewives. Again, thank you so much for kicking off the weekend with me. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, which means you're free to go be a crazy slut. Goodbye. Mwah. Besos.